cool. I'm recorded and I'm starting all over. All right, I'm starting all over, guys. Okay, cool. So I go by the name of Mo, right? I'm an ambassador 10 in the organization, ambassador 20 now, correction. Ambassador 20 in the organization. And I'm going to talk to you about risk to reward, guys. Risk to reward is the killer of all trading accounts, right? If you have $10 in your account, you should only risk 5% of your total account balance with the idea to make 15% on that account. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So if you have, let's say you have $10, right? You should only risk 5% of $10. What's 5% of $10? I think it's like 50 cents, right? If you have $100, right? You should only be risking $5 to make $15. Not per trade, per day, right? If you're going to over leverage, which I know you guys are trying to make money, it's hard not to over leverage. The absolute max you should be risking a day is like 10%, max 10%. That means I risk $10 to make $20. Well, to make $30, really, because you're looking for risk 3-to-1 setups. And I know all of Tony's, all your signals like 3-to-1 setups, right? Yeah, all his signals are 3-to-1 setups. So if you're taking signals, all you have to do is go to the Stinu App, right? You on the call, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to show them how Stinu works. You co-host, right? Or, it ain't no co-host.
I just got kicked out.
Oh, okay, cool. Don't worry about it. Cool. So if you had an app, if you had a Stinu app, the way it works is this. The way it works is this. And I got a YouTube video on this too. I'll share it. The way it works is this. Can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see me? See my video? This right here says account balance, right? You're going to type in your account balance, right? So I have an $100 account, right? And the next portion is risk, right? What is the amount that you're supposed to risk per day? Not per trade, per day. It's 5%. Drop 5 in the chat if you understand. Mo, I'm only risking 5% per day moving forward, right? And if you're feeling risky and frisky, you can risk 10. I'll give you that. You can risk 10. I'll give you that, right? I get it. You want to make money, right? You want to get risky and frisky, risk 10% per day. Now, you have to be strategic with the way you risk the 10 if you're going to do that, right? You're not going to risk 10 all in one lump sum. You're going to risk it on 2 different trades. So you can diversify your portfolio, right? If one trade hits, another trade doesn't, you lose 5%, you make 15%, you're still profitable. Does that make sense? Right? If you want to risk 10 and you're like, well, Mo, I only want to focus on one pair. You risk 5% on one entry, then on your next entry, you go in another 5% on what? The pullback. We buy on the lows, we sell on the highs, right? Buy the lows, sell on the highs. Does that make sense? Right? So we risking 5%, max 10% per day, no matter what. I don't want to hear anybody blowing their accounts. Your mentees should not be blowing their accounts. This is the very first thing you should be teaching people when they take signals, right? There's a couple apps that people should download when you're launching your business. One of them is Stinu. The other one is the Epic app. The other one is MetaTrader 4. The other one is TradingView. Does that make sense? Right? And the reason why you want Stinu is because remember, in the app, I got $100, right? I put 5% for the risk, right? What does that say? That's 5, right? Now, I am going to line this up with my stop loss. How many pips are my stop loss? Tony, whenever you send signals, do you put the amount of pips that you're risking on your stop loss?
I'm going to start doing it every single time, man.
Okay, cool. Tony just made a commitment. This is why you want to follow a fearless leader, right? Somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who understands the importance of leadership, right? He just made a commitment right here, right? That he is not going to send out any more signals, right? Unless there is a number that tells you exactly how many pips you are risking on this trade, right? So let's assume for a minute you're risking 30 pips, stop loss, 30 pips, right? $100 account, 5% risk, 30 pip stop loss, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the pair at the bottom, right? If you click select a pair, it's going to give you an option. You're going to see AU, CAD, Euro, NZD, USD, right? If you hit more, right, it's going to give you more options, okay? The only thing that Stinu is not going to be able to help you with, right, when it comes to risk management is indices. And if you're brand new, you shouldn't be trading indices anyways. You should be trading Forex pairs. You follow what I'm saying, right? So let's assume for a minute you pick AUD, right? USD is the pair that we're picking, okay? Right? I hit AUD, USD. I hit calculate, hit the calculate button, boom, and it gives me a grid. 5% means I'm risking $5 on a $100 account, right? And it tells me I only can risk 30 pips, a 0.017, right? In MetaTrader 4, you cannot put 0.017. So if you want to get a little risky, put a 0.02. Or go 2 entries at 0.01. Because 9 times out of 10, when you get into these trades, your best entry is not your first entry. So you go 0.01, know that that's less than 5%. You go another 0.01 when you see a pullback at a better entry, right? Boom. Then if you want to get real risky, once you see it going in your favor, 0.02, you're at 10% on that one trade. If you win that trade, you should profit 30 bucks. If you have a $1,000 account, you should profit $300. Because 10% or 5% would be 50, 10% would be 100. Does that make sense? Now do you understand why I say you should not blow accounts? If you lose the trade on a $100 account, all you lose is $5, max $10. Does that make sense, guys? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're getting some value. There's no reason why you should be blowing your accounts, guys. Each one teach one. We got 100 people on the call, 1,000 people on the team. Wait, we're at capacity. It's a maxed out call. 100 people on the call, 1,000 people on the team, right? Everybody should go tell 10 people right now, hey, look, this is what I learned today. You did? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Right? Now I'm gonna hop on the chart real quick to show you something real quick. Some people are in the waiting room. What was the call? The app is called Stinu. S-T-I-N-U. S-T-I-N-U. Stinu App. That's the app. We're gonna drop it in the Telegram. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I could even share this in the Telegram. We're gonna drop it in the Telegram, guys.
I dropped the app in the Telegram.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. I dropped it again. It's in the app is in the Telegram, right? So if you follow, and I'm gonna let y'all know something. I'm so serious about risk management because when I first started trading, I've only been trading since end of April, beginning of April, end of March, right? And the reason why I blew accounts was because I was not using proper risk management, all right? Because now that I use proper risk management, right? Last night I literally made $700 on German 30 in my sleep. Because I understand proper risk management, I no longer blow accounts. I don't have to worry about blowing accounts, right? So as long as you're using proper risk management, guys, you're no longer going to blow accounts, right? I want to open up the floor for questions. Drop comments in the chat if you have any questions. I want to make sure that you guys understand everything and I'm not missing anything. Do you understand that proper risk management is 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio, finding 3-to-1 setups, right? Because if you find 3-to-1 setups, literally you will be profitable. You only have to be profitable 30% of the times, much needed. Congratulations, cool. I'm glad I could help. You only need to be profitable 30%, you don't need to win 30% of your trades to be profitable. Literally, if you're looking for 3-to-1 setups. You did, right? Can you give an example again? Cool. Do me a favor, everybody, right now. We only gonna do this call for about another 10 minutes. I want everybody right now on the call, right, to download the Stinu app. Everybody right now, download the Stinu app. We're gonna do an example together. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes to download the Stinu app. Okay. It's currently 12:19 my time, right? At 12:22, you should have downloaded the Stinu app. Once you download the Stinu app, drop a 1 in the chat. Once you got to download, drop a 1 in the chat. I have the app, but I never used it. I guess when you start using it, absolutely, you definitely need to use the app. 100%. Definitely need to use the app. This app is literally what made me a 5-figure trader. I'm not a 6-figure trader yet, but I've made multiple 5 figures trading in less than a year. Been doing it since March, end of March, beginning of April. Right? This app is the reason I can equate my success to this app. Because I don't win every single trade. But if I lose 10%, I'm done for the day. I had it for like 10 months, never touched it. Absolutely. So boom. So go to your app, Stinu, right? We're gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend everybody in here got $1,000 account. So you should drop $1,000 as your account balance. As your account balance. Right? And I don't know about you guys. I scale in and I scale out of my trades. That is an advanced technique, okay? That means that in my first entry, I'm not putting my whole 5% in one entry. I'm putting like 2.5. My next entry, then I'll put another 2.5, right? And if I see that the move is doing exactly what I thought I was gonna do, then I go hard and I go another 5% and I risk my 10% on that one pair. You feel what I'm saying? I don't really trade multiple trades. So put 5%, right? We're gonna say that the stop loss that you have is a 50 pip stop loss, right? The currency that you're trading is GBP USD. GBP USD. I'm not gonna give you the answer to this, okay? If you have a $1,000 account, right? You're trading GBP USD and you're risking 5% on one entry with a 50 pip stop loss, right? Once you have this in here, once you have the $1,000, the 5%, the 50 pip stop loss, you're gonna click select pair, GBP USD, drop in the chat what is the lot size that you should use. What is the lot size you should use? You go, wrong answer. Wrong answer, 0.5. How did you get 0.5? It's 0.1. That's over leveraging. That's why you blow accounts. Cool, bad. I mean, yeah, cool, perfect. 0.5, right? If you want to risk, let's say you're like me, right? And you're a little advanced and you understand scaling into trades, right? And you want to take multiple trades. You want to risk 10% a day, right? And you want to risk 10% a day, okay, right? And you're only trading GU, but you want to take 4 entries. How many, what is your lot size at that point? What you're gonna do is take that 0.01 divided by 2, that's your 4 entries to risk 10%. Does that make sense? So it should be 0.05. Are you following what I'm saying?
Can you repeat what you just said?
Absolutely, Muhammad. My name's Muhammad too. Does that make sense?
Can you repeat that part one more time?
Yeah, could you explain that a little bit?
Cool. So everybody on this call, there's 100 people on this call, right? Everybody should know what Stinu is. Everybody should understand proper risk management. Everybody should now here's your homework. Your homework is this. Moving forward, we will not risk. We will not risk more absolute max 10% a day. If you lose 10% for that day, you're done for the day. I don't care if somebody called you as 30. Can you explain the last part one more time? What part are you talking? Okay, cool. Right. So the last part is this, right? on German 30. Hey, I'm hosting the call. I'm gonna hit you back. Yeah. The last part is this. If 5% on GBP USD was a 0.01, right? Half of 5% would be 2.5%. Right? So you can take 2 entries risking 2.5%. Half of the 0.01, right? Which would be, 0.10. Half of the 0.10, which would be 0.05. Does that make sense? In easier terms, if you did the same thing on the Stinu app, and instead of 5%, you put 2.5 as the risk, right? And you use the same exact currency, GBP USD, it would be 0.05. That's all it is. Okay? How do you get that lot size? Stinu app. That's how you get the lot size, the Stinu app. You get the lot size from Stinu. Is there any other questions? I want to make sure y'all understand this. I need everybody on this call to understand this because the homework is everybody on this call needs to go share this with their team. Educate their team. Educate at least 10 people who are traders, who are in your group.
I know you said it was 0.1, but I also heard you say
I get what you're saying. I meant, Muhammad, you're right. So if you divide it by 4, if you're risking that 5%, I meant 10%. If you're risking 10%, you would take that number and that would be 4 entries at 10%. That's what I meant. But at 5%, yes, you would need to divide the 0.10 by 4 if you want to risk 5%. It's based on your risk management. It's how risky do you want to be? It's how risky do you want to be? Right? If look, some of y'all got big balls. You got big balls, you can risk 20%. Same thing. Does that make sense? You could say, hey, look, I want to risk 20% of my account every single day. That's your prerogative. But don't say that Mo, Tony, all the other leaders didn't say, hey, look, you should be risking 5 to 10% max per day. Don't say that. And if you risky, 15% is heavy, bro. Heavy. Right? Understand this, right? The reason why it's so important to understand risk management is because if you have $1,000 account, right, and you're risking 5% per day, right? You have to lose, bro. You have to lose literally 5% times 0.05. You have to lose, so 100 divided by 50. You have to lose 20 trades in a row to blow your account. At that point, we having a different conversation. If you lose 20 trades in a row, we having a different conversation. We going back to the basics. Does that make sense? So all your students, all your mentees, nobody should be blowing accounts, bro. Nobody should be blowing accounts. Cool. Right? So that is that, guys. I want to show you one last thing before we get out the call. I know it's no, I'm gonna save it for another day. Just understand that, right? Understand that you need to know exactly how many pips you're risking on every single trade, right? You need to know that in order to use the Stinu app. Once you have that information, you can then use the Stinu app because you know exactly what pair you're using. You understand exactly what you want to risk for the day, right? You can then scale into the trade. The only thing that this doesn't work on is indices, right? And I'm personally working on some things that will help with that as well. Personally working on some things that will help with that. Cool? Cool. Any questions at all? We got 2 minutes. I want to make sure all y'all have your questions answered. I want to make sure you understand this. I try to keep my calls at least 30 minutes or less. So cool. I'll run it up for 2 minutes to get some questions answered. IG at Mo Guala. That's my IG. My pleasure. My pleasure. Hope you guys found this valuable. If there's no more questions, if you don't have a question, drop a one in the chat. You do not have a question, drop a one in the chat. I want to make sure everybody understand what I'm putting down. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Cool, cool, cool. Well, hey guys, I go by the name of Mogwala. You know, I wish, yes, I'll put it on my YouTube. I'll put it on my YouTube and drop it in the chat. I'll make sure, I want to make sure that all you guys are putting in the work, man. If you need me, I'm easy to find. You can reach out to me on IG. Whatever you need, I'm here to help, guys. Okay. Like I said, your homework is to go share this information with at least 10 people. That's your homework. Okay. That is your homework, right? Because once you learn something and you teach it, you get a better understanding of what is going on. It'll be in the chat. My YouTube will be in the chat. I'll drop it in the chat. I'll literally, as soon as this call ends, the recorder's gonna download to my computer. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. I'm gonna drop two. I'm gonna drop me actually screen recording how to work Stinu, and I'm gonna drop this video explaining Stinu. Cool beans? Cool, 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 cool. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Hey, you guys have a good day. Y'all need anything, let me know.